Hey guys, this is Nikki from Kinik Artworks, and it's day 3 of my Inktober series. I told myself when I made the first video I wasn't gonna do another voiceover because it just took so long to edit, and I just didn't know what I was getting myself into because I thought it was just easy. You put on the mic and you just talk and make your artwork. No one told me that there were going to be like 2 or 3 hours of editing the video. So if you did watch my first video on day 1 of Inktober, White Curant's artwork, and you actually went through the full 51 minutes, I applaud you, because oh my gosh, it was just a nightmare. I took 2 hours to make that painting, and it took me 3 to 4 hours to edit it, and then it was already late in the evening when I finished editing. I tried to upload it. It took about 2 hours in, and it was still 15%. It was so huge. The file was like 3 GB. I don't know, it was just so crazy. And I thought, hey, I'll just leave my PC on all night. It'll be uploaded in the morning. And I forgot that I had a screensaver, and by the time I woke up in the morning, it was only like 40% done because the screensaver basically made my PC, my laptop, turn off. So, yeah. I did eventually uploaded it, but I told myself, it's just too much of a hassle to actually do these voiceovers. But here I am with another voiceover. So I'm basically a hypocrite, but hey, these are actually pretty fun. So I told myself, alright, if I'm gonna do this right, I'm not gonna make it 1 hour anymore. I mean, I don't want to let you guys suffer more than you should. So I did do the painting. It took me about an hour and 20 minutes to finish, and I put it in my program and I sped it 4 times. 4 times the speed, and it went down to 17 minutes, and I think you can put up with me talking for 17 minutes. So today, on day 3 of the Inktober series, I will be painting, if you saw in the beginning, the Firewheel tree flower, which is like, it looks like a pinwheel, like a red pinwheel, and it's really cool looking. I particularly gravitated to this flower because I liked how the red petals kind of look like twisty strings, and it kind of goes into this little tip of an orange glob on the end. And I thought, oh, I can play around with that because I love stuff with like intricate details like that. That just kind of makes it really unique. And it is getting better. Doing this Inktober series with the video. I don't know why I give myself these very impossible, difficult tasks. Maybe it's because of COVID. I have all this extra time. I feel like, hey, I can make these videos, and I think it's only going to take me just an hour or 2, and it becomes like a 2 to 3 hour endeavor. But I'm proud that I am learning. It is a process, making my own YouTube videos. It's really fun, and maybe that's why I still have the patience. Like, halfway, like in the beginning, I have the enthusiasm to make these videos, and kind of push through it. And I don't know, maybe on day 10 I'm just gonna be like, you know what, here's a time lapse in music, because that's what I did yesterday. I had a D&D class, not D&D class, my D&D game. Weirdo Nikki, get it straight. And I had to just do a quick video, and that's why it was only a time lapse yesterday. So today I decided to do a voiceover. Now, enough about that. Let's talk about this painting. When I started this pinwheel painting, I started with the shape of the middle of the flower. Just basically made it look like, it looks like a little sun, you know? And I used yellow to kind of just guide me, and just used the straight red. Didn't make it too hard for myself, and just kind of had fun and went crazy with lines to make those petals, because that's what I loved about it, you know, those kind of like organic lines, and how the petal, it's kind of shaped into a point, like little, I guess, arrow tips, little flames. Maybe that's why it's called a firewheel. Duh, firewheel tree. Usually when I want to draw flowers like these, I just want to break it down into its most simplest shape. That's why a lot of my artworks don't really look like the actual reference. I just kind of choose the shape I like from the actual flower, and just kind of like, alright, this is my inspiration from this particular flower. Like, this is the part I really enjoy the most, and I'm gonna emphasize that when I make this painting. In the beginning, when I was making it, I was actually not thinking too much. I was just like, okay, fill all these petals in first, and we'll go in back with the details. I'd like to point out that I'm doing the voiceover after the painting, as opposed to me talking while drawing, and you can just kind of hear my thoughts as it comes in. And it's kind of difficult for me, so I'm sorry if I'm stumbling a lot and making a lot of mistakes, because I'm watching the video while talking about what I was thinking at the time. If you noticed, I started with the lighter red first. It's to kind of represent that those are like the farther back petals. So when I go back and re-put some of the red petals, it gives this kind of appearance that they're closer to us, because the darker the color of the red is, it makes the petals kind of pop out. So those are the most nearest petals toward us. So as I keep adding on more of the petals, it kind of develops a dimension, and giving this kind of 3D effect, that there's some petals in the front and there's some petals in the back. That's what I was going for, guys. I hope it comes across to you like that. I just found this piece very, very pretty. Okay, I'm 8 minutes in. Yes, I can still talk about this. I found this piece very, very pretty. Just the way because of the negative and positive space of what the petals produce. And when I mean the negative and positive space, if you notice, when I hope I'm gonna say this right, the actual petal, the red part of the petal, is the positive space, and when I leave the white in between, that's the negative space. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just going off on how I'm going back to my roots of my academic of producing positive and negative space, because without the white, it doesn't give as nice of an effect, as opposed if it was just a pure petal, it would just been one full red and then there's no white, and then it won't look as interesting. So if you don't quote me on this, guys, if you want to learn more about positive and negative, I am not the expert. I just know that that's what I'm doing. Alright, that's what I'm doing to produce this effect, to make it look three-dimensional and give it some more depth. Alright, guys. maybe now that I'm looking at my painting right now, I could have made the yellow dots, or the yellow, I guess, tips of the flowers where the pollen is. I would have wanted to make some different colors, maybe like one are darker or maybe some are lighter. But hey, it's done. I'm calling it done because it's my Saturday and I'm not gonna do this. I mean, there's just too much work that comes into it, and I just wanted to have fun and paint. I'm happy in the end that I went back and just added a few more bottom petals to kind of bring it, to make that pinwheel effect. Because I noticed when I was finishing toward the end of the flower, it didn't look very round and circle like in the picture, so I just kind of went in and just kind of added more petals to kind of make it more or less a circle, so it does look like a pinwheel. And I think I did an okay job. Could have done better in some areas, but hey, it's fine. I like it. What else? I think I didn't mention that always it just makes it just much easier if you just prepare your colors ahead. I think this video was just too fast that it didn't see me prepare the colors, or maybe I just skipped it. But having the colors ready on hand just saves you so much time. And I made it a point to, since I've been doing it in the first two artworks, that I'd make a light drawing and then dark background. I'm just continuing that. The leaves of the pinwheel tree is actually really shiny green, light green, and they're kind of like elongated. I didn't put too much detail in it because I wanted the flowers to be the real highlight of this painting. And I just added just kind of a dark blue greenish background to just make it even pop even more. At first when I chose this color, I thought this was like a bad choice, like maybe I should have just went more green, on the greener side. But when it was done, it actually turned out alright, going with the dark green. And I just want you to know that there are going to be paintings like that where you thought it was going to be a good idea, that you think this color is going to look amazing against this other color, and when you're painting it, sometimes it doesn't come out like that. And then there are other times, like this time, that it surprises you that it actually kind of works. If you haven't seen my videos, on my first video, I mentioned that filling in the background really helps complete the artwork. And my style is to always kind of leave a little white around it, so it kind of gives it like a little halo effect, kind of a glowing effect. It's something you might want to try to do in your next painting if you ever decide to. And because when you have that little white, it helps define the shape even more. Okay, here's me trying to add additional light because I noticed it was getting dark. So I got my desk light and had to adjust it. Alright, so I'm finishing up on this painting, and in the beginning it didn't look much, I'll admit. Oh, I made a mistake here. If you notice that the blue went into the stem and I had to like quickly save it. So I just grabbed my brush, I dipped it with water, and I removed the excess water, and I put my brush there quickly to soak up the extra water that went over the stem, so that I kind of salvaged the stem a bit. I also like putting dark spots in my background to just kind of give it a little bit more interesting look, so it's not just all one solid consistent kind of color in the background. I don't know, what do you guys think? You think that's good? You like that? Or would you have liked it if it was just a clean color? I'm excited actually, for we are down on my last 2 minutes, so I just want to touch up on how are you guys doing. Just want to catch up and see how you guys are doing with your Inktober series, or have you started, or you're gonna catch up. What's going on, guys? Because it's hard. Even me, I'm having a hard time. I had to like do so many things just to get this done beforehand. Like I had to go do my laundry and clean up the fridge and just a lot just to get this Inktober done for you guys. So I hope you can appreciate it. What am I doing now? Am I like admiring my work? Oh, I guess it's done. I think I'm calling it done. Oh wait, no I'm not. Oh, now I remember. I'm adding leaf details, so you know it's a leaf. This work is actually my cleanest work to date. First one, I was a little rusty and kind of just troubleshooting myself, but this one I'm actually gotten a lot cleaner, and yesterday was pretty clean too. If you want to check out my last videos, I'll just leave a link up above somewhere here and you can check it out. Hey, alright, it's almost done, guys. Thank you for watching me do my Inktober Day 3 series, and here's the finished work. Hope you guys will stick with me and continue with my journey with this. Thanks.